Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to my channel. I pray that you're all in the best of health and iman. If you are new, welcome. My name is Nafisa. I am a certified relationship and trauma informed coach. Today we are on part 3 of the video series that I'm doing on the impact of what happens when a man decides he does not want to be responsible or take accountability for his family. And so we have spoken about the impact on the wife. If you haven't seen that video, please make sure you watch it. We've also spoken on the impacts on the children. And today we're going to talk about the impact on society at large, family, extended family, so on and so forth, other people that this also impacts. And as you guys can see, it's a lot of impact on a lot of people. Sometimes we think we make decisions that are only about ourselves, and really they are not. You're only seeing a very small part, a narrow part of it, if you think the decisions that you're making are only impacting you. So this is what we're going to discuss today, the impact on society at large. So let's begin with the impact on extended family. First and foremost, one really big impact a lot of people don't think about is that you damage the reputation of your family. If you are a man, you've married a woman whom you have not been able to maintain, and you can't be bothered to maintain her, you damage the reputation of your extended family. Because now, when her father addresses your father, it's like, you guys' son came to marry our daughter and refused to take his responsibility. Is this what your family are like? You have damaged the reputation of your extended family. People benefit from the reputation of their extended family, and people can also be harmed as a result of the reputation of their extended family. We are beginning to lose this thing because these days we think it doesn't matter what my extended family are like, it doesn't impact me. I'm sorry, sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. This is why it's so important that each and every single one of us are working hard to protect the honor of our family names. Yes. And not in a way where we're harming anybody. We're not doing dodgy things to try to cover messes up and, doing crazy things. No, just being good people and realizing that by us being good people, that is also a way that we can honor our family names. And so when a lazy man comes in and he can't be bothered, he doesn't want to take care of his family, he's dropped it all on the women and the children, they're carrying all of the burden, they're acting as though, the wife is as though she's not married, and the children is as though they don't have a father, the reputation of the man's family will be damaged. They will be seen as men from that family don't take care of their wives. Have you heard of how X, Y, and Z married X, Y, and Z and abandoned her with the kids? Have you heard about how X, Y, and Z did not take care of his children? Have you heard about X, Y, and Z, how he doesn't provide for his wife? You damage the reputation of your extended family. Now, you might not care. Some men might not care if they damage the reputation of the rest of their family. They couldn't care less, but they should care. Because it's also likely that they may have benefited from the goodness of someone in that family. Sometimes someone might not know you really well, but because they know your family, they're like, oh wow, that's your aunt. Amazing woman, so charitable. She's always talking about Islam. She's the leader of this and that and the other. Oh, that's your dad. Oh, mashallah, he's the one that did that good charity over there. He's the one that did that good thing. They accept you because you are associated with that positive individual in your family. In Islam, we are encouraged to be good people because it also benefits our lineage. It benefits our lineage. It's so funny I'm telling you guys about this because oftentimes I forget, right? Because I'm on YouTube, I come here, I'm just like myself, talk about stuff that's important to me, share with you guys some advice and wisdom. And it's so funny because the other day my uncle sent me a message. He was just like, oh, this guy's looking for your video. He said he used to watch your video for dawah's sakes and stuff like that, and he sent me the audio that the guy was like praising. He's like, oh, I know that's your niece, can you send me your niece's videos? I used to watch her videos and somehow I can't see them anymore and stuff like that. So my uncle said, okay, can you send me one of your videos, Islamic videos, so he can watch. And so it was the way he spoke about me that made me kind of sit up again and realize, oh, what I'm doing is saying something about my family. Imagine if I was doing something bad and that person messaged my uncle, is like, oh, I saw your niece on social media doing stuff, unacceptable thing. Imagine how embarrassed I would be. Imagine how embarrassed my uncle would be on my behalf. So we can't just wake up one day and just separate ourselves and just be like, oh no, that's my niece, I have nothing to do with her. You can't do that. If you have good people in your lineage doing good things, it will impact you. If you have bad people in your lineage doing bad things, oftentimes it will also block your blessings. So going back to my point, it is very important that fathers, you're thinking about how your behavior could be impacting your children's future. And how the way you are treating your wife might affect one of your brothers one day, might see a member of your wife's family that they want to marry, but then the woman's family are going to be like, never. Because one of them has married our daughters and look how he's treating our daughter. So please, it definitely has an impact. We need to try to be good people because it says a lot about us and where we come from. Another impact is some of the other people in the family now have to overcompensate to make up for the damage that this man may have done. So if it's the fact that this man is not there to protect his family, he might be like, oh, my brother is around. If you need anything, pop over to my brother's house. Now your brother's got to take care of his family and your brother's going to be keeping an eye on your family because you can't be bothered to be around to take care of your family. Oh, I'm not going to make it home tonight. I've got this other shift. So if you need anything, just pop by at my mum's. My mum's will sort you out. Oh my God. What are we doing, men? No, that's not how it should be. It is not how it should be. When you don't take responsibility, things don't just get sorted out. Somebody else has to carry the burden. And sometimes that burden ends up being the burden of other extended members of the family for them to carry it for you. And they, again, will become angry and resentful because they are having to carry stuff that it should be yours to carry. So it's no longer only that your wife begins to see the impact of your behavior, it's also that your children experience it and the world at large begin to feel the pain of it. Society at large begins to carry it. Of the impact of this is, for example, now the government has to start providing money. Your wife might have to go and lie to say she's a single mom so that she can get government assistance because you refuse to take care of your own family. This is the part that I really feel like the British government are failing at. Why are we not holding men more accountable? How are women just having babies left, right and centre, saying they don't, and apparently no one knows who the dad is. And so they've got to take the money from everybody else's taxes to provide for this woman so she can take care of this baby. Girls, I talk to you guys enough about picking your partners carefully, not to just let a man come, get you pregnant, check out, and think he's not going to have any financial responsibilities. Like, you should 100% if you can. If the law supports you, you should make sure that even if that relationship does not work out, that man pays from his pockets for his children. Because that's how you teach men that everything has consequences and there are responsibilities that life brings them. They don't just get to spread their seed everywhere. Just have kids there, not responsible for that one. Have the children here, don't want to be responsible for that one. Have kids here, don't want to be... No. As an entire society, we've got to start holding men more accountable for the kids that they are bringing into this life. Because the last time I checked, one egg does not create a human being. We need an egg and a sperm. Excuse my French if there are any kids in the room. But we need the two of them to make a baby. So why is the sperm just floating around? Seriously. Men need to step up and society at large has to learn to hold men accountable. Because they're not holding men accountable, it's putting a financial strain on a lot of the rest of society. It's also putting burdens on other men who have their families to protect, to now have to protect yours. Now, it's different if this man has passed away. That's completely different scenario. But if this man is alive, why are other men the ones trying to raise his child whilst he's just gallivanting the streets? Now we're looking for responsible men to come and be role models to this child. And now this man who also has his family to deal with now has to take this other child on board to guide that child aright because the father can't be bothered. He can't be bothered to give the child wisdom. He can't be bothered to spend time with his son or his daughter. He can't be bothered to be emotionally present for his kids. And so somebody else has to carry it. We got to bring in the uncle. We got to bring in the imam. What are we doing? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us for our sins. Because somehow we think Allah's not going to question us on these things. We think we just get to have children and just abandon them and it doesn't matter because they're kids. So what are they going to do to us? It's so funny. Because oftentimes, and I've seen this happen in real life, men who have abandoned their children when they were young, and then when they get older, something happens to them, like they have a stroke or they get cancer or something. Then they start crying about how their kids are not around. That stuff gets me angry. Like, it gets me so angry. I'm like, how dare you? So you can abandon that child when that child needed you the most. But now that you're older and you're suffering, you're expecting that child to come and step up for you. Now, I'm not saying kids don't forgive your fathers if they've done stuff and they've asked you for forgiveness. That's someone who's repentant. That's someone who's realized what they did was wrong and they have repented before a disaster hit them. Not the person who does what he likes, he disappears, he doesn't care, and then show up 50 years later like, yeah, but I have my kids all around the world, I don't see my kids. Like, bro, in that 50 years, where have you been? Don't create a sub story now about how you're in your 80s and your children abandoned you. Like, stop it now. Stop it. You reap what you sow. If you sow effort, those kids will run for you no matter where in the world you are. They hear something's wrong with dad, they're going to come running. But when you don't put in any effort, you think you're punishing the woman by leaving her with the kids. Oh, she thinks she's all that. Let her carry the burden. Let her raise the children by herself. You think you're being smart? Oh, wow. One day the kids are going to say, you didn't want to be there for us. Suffer on your own. We don't know you. You don't know us. And to be honest, I don't think Allah's going to hold those kids accountable. Why should he? I'm not Allah. I don't know. But I honestly just don't think that Allah's going to hold those children accountable. Because you got what you deserved. Life is a journey. Things change. We start off as children, then we grow up, we have energy, we have strength, all of that, and we reverse back into childhood in our old age. So don't think because today you got the energy, you got the pride, you got the money, you got the arrogance, that is all good. A day might come for you when you reverse back to that state of a child where you need help, where you need care. And at the most, if some of these children want to be kind to you, they might pay to keep you in a care house, in a care home. They'll put you in one of those old people's homes, and for them to even be the most generous, they'll pay for it, but they will never come and visit. Is that the life we want? Astaghfirullah. No, it's not the life that we want. These children are here already. Let's put in the effort. Our wives, let's take care of our wives. How many men have gone cheated on their wives with multiple women on end? And now they're in their old age. It's the same women looking after them now that they're in their old age. They're old and grey, no energy anymore, nothing. They can't work for themselves. They can't feed themselves. And it's the same woman that's still looking after this man. Subhanallah. Life. What are we chasing? We need to take it easy with one another. It's not that deep. If you're good to people, especially in times when they need you, believe me, a lot of the time, Allah, even if it's not that same person, Allah will bring somebody who's going to take care of you and be good to you in your time of need. But when you decide to abandon certain people in your lives because you think you can, you will find nobody there for you when it's your time. Next, I want to talk about the impact on communities such as the masjid. Now they've got to step up, create all of this certain schemes and stuff like that for young people to do, creating certain schemes for fatherless children, creating all of these mentorships and stuff like that. That's added financial burden, that's added stress for them that they have to carry because some men have decided they're not going to want to carry that responsibility. Then we want to talk about the impact. If you look at a lot of these crime shows and you look at a lot of these people who commit some of the most obscene crimes, follow their family history and you're going to see some of them either came from single parent homes, some of them came from abusive homes, some of them, their mothers had to be the one to carry everything, work all the, oh my God, did you guys hear about this story? It was extremely sad. A mother She was like, she had like 6 children or something like that. Where the father is, Allahu alam, so I'm not going to judge him because I don't know what happened between them or where the father is. But the father is not there. She's raising all of these kids on her own. Her eldest son apparently has some mental issues. But apparently it came out later on too that he may have been taking certain substances as well. So the mom is saying to him, he's old enough to work. You need to go and find a job. Find a job. Help me out. Go and look for a job. You're an adult now. You can't just stay at home playing games, all of this thing. He got mad. He took, in the mother's head, exited the mother. She fell. She's gone. Basically, she's talking too much. She's shouting too much. She's getting on his nerve. He's gone. Now, was it the mental health issues? Was it how he was raised? Was it that there's no male role model in the house? But the fact that your own mother had to keep shouting at you to tell you, son, you're a man now. Go and take responsibility. Go and work. And for that, you decided that that's what you're going to do. Now, all of the 6 kids, motherless. Father wasn't there in the first place. And now all of the 6 kids are motherless. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from giving birth to children who will be the one to exit us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. These are the impacts of the crazy-minded individuals that end up being raised in environments like this, where it's so seemingly innocent. How are girls getting taken advantage of over and over again? Girls go missing all the time. All the time. Where are their protectors? Where are their protectors? How's your teenage girl out there at 10 o'clock in the night roaming the streets? That some person decide to kidnap her and take her. How? Where are her walis? People don't want to admit that a lot of the problems we have in society is starting with the family unit. It's starting with men dropping their responsibilities. It's starting with women having their priorities in the wrong place. And men having their priorities in the wrong place. And so society breaks down. Guys, no one is perfect. No one knows tomorrow. But all we can do is do our part so that our kids can come out okay. So that we can lighten the burden on society. So that we can live in a better society. Because if our society is good, we also benefit from that. If our society is safe, we benefit from that. If we got men who are responsible and they see young kids doing stuff wrong, you know that your child's father's not the only one that can tell your child what to do. Because if another grown man sees him doing the wrong thing and tells him off, you come out, you're like, that's right. These days, some parents will be like, why are you talking to my son for? Don't tell him what to do. And you're only trying to teach the son the right thing to do. No, don't talk to my son like that. Is that what we're doing? Nah, I'm sorry. I might be old school, but I actually think to some extent, not to an extreme, but to some extent, we should live in a society where an adult can correct a child, as long as they are someone quite close to that child. But if they openly see a child doing something wrong in the streets, they should be able to correct them. But we don't live in those type of societies no more, because the next thing you see, the mother's coming after you, the father's coming after you about, why did you tell my son to stop smoking? It's none of your business. We're creating our own messes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. May Allah help us to be of those whose good deed impacts the community in a positive way. I want all of us to know that every decision we are taking is either supporting our community or breaking it down. It's either supporting the family unit or breaking it down. So fathers, take responsibility. Your role is too important. Don't just have children that you just talk to. Hi, how are you? How are your friends? Okay, bye. Even if you and the mother are no longer together, you need to be teaching your son morals. You need to be instilling life lessons in your son. You need to be guiding them. That is your role. It's not just to have children, to say, I have 10 kids. Wow, mashallah. Congratulations. How many have you raised? And how many have you raised correctly? When they grow up, they make their own choices. But the part in raising is ours to do. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. Guys, this is the end of this series. What have you loved about this series? What do you have to comment What do you have to contribute on today's topic? I would love to hear your comments, your contributions, your experiences. I want this series to be a conversation we have. I'm sure I haven't even touched some important stuff that some of you guys just want to drop. So please do so. Drop it in the comment section down below. Let's continue the conversation over there. Let other people see and hear multiple advices that some of you guys have to give to women out there and also to men out there. I pray that a lot of men will watch this series, will take something out of it. I think the men who would not want to watch this series and take them something out of it are the ones who are going to feel like they have been under attack. And this is not a series to attack men. It's to speak the truth about how some men are failing and what they need to do to get back on track. And I think any reasonable man who does not feel any shame around this topic can take something good out of this and utilize it to do something good for themselves. If any one of you women are suffering as a result of this, I want to highly recommend my feminine group to you, that you should come join us over there. We are over there doing the work, learning, implementing on how to live more in your feminine if you are a woman who has been forced into your masculine because of some of these things that I have spoken about. It is absolutely still possible for you to be more of a feminine woman, even if you have been more masculine all of your life. If what you desire is a healthy masculine man to start or, share a life with, because in order for you to do that, there are some things that will have to change. So for those of you who are interested, I will leave a link into my feminine community in the description box down below, and you can join us there, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.